Alright, John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today I've got the honor to go over this new addition to our inventory. This being a 1972 Chevrolet Corvette, and it does have the Stingray badging on it. So as you can see, this is a little bit of a different color on this car, but it is the factory color. This is called Ontario Orange Firemist. So again, bit of an unusual name, but it is the factory color for this car, and it looks really, really good. In combination with this paint job here, it does have the pinstriping down the sides of the car here on the front fenders and back here on the rear fenders and partial doors here also. It also has up on the hood here some of the kind of the custom decal work that they did on the car with the pinstriping. So it's more of kind of like a copper type decal with the gold pinstripes on it, just to kind of help set things off a little bit on this car. Of course, this car does have the chrome front and rear bumpers on it. A lot of guys like those chrome bumpers on these older Corvettes here. And again, 72, that's what you would have had. As far as wheels and tires, you can clearly see that this car has been upgraded to an aftermarket set of wheels and tires. Very nice look for the car though. These are 18-inch American Racing Torque Thrust 2 wheels. Of course, the 5-spoke design. Nice classic look for the car. And then as far as the tires, these are Nitto Motivo tires. 255/45 ZR18s all the way around the car. So they're all the same. Nice tread pattern. Good handling tire too. It's really going to grip the road well. You can also see on our car here, you've got the Stingray badging here. Of course, the body on this car, as with most Corvettes, you're going to have fiberglass body panels. You're not going to see any kind of rust on this car. So you can look at things though, like the your gaps and elevations on all of your body panels. So you see the gaps there on the front side of the door as well as the back side. Very uniform, nice tight gaps there. As far as bright work, other than bumpers and wheels and emblems, we've got the mirrors on both sides, both driver and passenger side mirrors. The chrome on this, the finish, in really good shape. The glass also in good condition. Of course, we got the windshield and all the glass in this car, the driver's side door glass and the passenger side door glass, all of which you can see no chips or cracks in any of the glass. Slightly tinted glass here too. Again, all in excellent condition. Bright work, the moldings and the trim around all your windows. Of course, you've got your, I guess you would call this like your rain gutter moldings, drip rail moldings, but on the Vette here, these are T-tops, and they're kind of flush. So again, all of this is in really nice shape, nice and straight. There's no dents or dings in anything, and it's all polished up really, really well. Same thing goes for the door handles on these. Of course, you've got these flush door handles for the Corvette. The finish on these is in excellent shape. Going to open up our door. We're going to take a look inside now. So once we look inside, you're going to see it's got the brown leather interior, brown bucket seats. It's got that center console there with your automatic floor shifter. Of course, it's the factory column. You've got the 3-spoke sport style steering wheel there done in black. You've also got the factory dash. No cracks or tears in that dash pad, and then of course factory instrumentation as well on this vehicle. Again, all in working order. You can also see things like your weather stripping and seals all around where the windows go up and down against. These are all nice and soft, no rips or tears in anything, so it's going to seal up very, very nice for you. Carpeting's even in really good condition on this Corvette. So we'll close this. Again, door shuts nice and easy. Again, we've already set T-tops on this. Again, they are leak free. They're going to seal up nice, and they look nice as they are painted the same color as the rest of the car. Now again, you'll see more of this decal work here on the sail panels and up over top of that roof line. And these have been cleared over, so you're not going to feel any kind of edges. They're never going to peel up. Everything's going to be nice and tacked there for you and stay nice with that clear coat over top of it. As we come more to the rear of the car now, again, as I mentioned, we've got those pinstripes that follow right along that quarter panel and up over top of your rear panel here as well. You can see we've got the chrome luggage rack here. Of course, you've got your fuel door there with the cross flags emblems. The Corvette logo down here as well. Some more of that custom decal work there and pinstriping. The chrome rear bumpers, and also you've got the taillight lenses and bezels, all of which are in great shape. No cracks or chips in any of those lenses. And again, the bright work around the bezels and so forth, those all look very nice. Even your license plate bracket here, that's very nice finish on that as far as the chrome goes on there. Now down below your bumpers here, again, this is the split rear bumper. When you look down here, you've got your exhaust that pokes out through that rear valance. Those are a nice set of slash cut box tips for the exhaust, dual exhaust on this car too, by the way. As we come around now the passenger side, you can see again, paint and body on this car nice and straight. We've already discussed wheels and tires. Now we get to our passenger side door, which you can check out the gaps now on that. Very uniform, elevations are good, body lines all line up. Finish on your passenger side mirror, all very nice. Glass is in good shape too. Glass on that passenger door is in good shape as well. We'll go ahead, open our door, and take a look now from the passenger side. You'll just take note that there's no rips or tears in the seats, just normal wear that you would see there. Of course, the carpeting's in good shape, the center console. Center console itself does have some custom embroidery on the top. It's got those cross flags on it. Other than that, you've got your center console factory. And again, like I said, all original factory gauges for this car. We'll close that. And we'll just work our way around. Again, matching Stingray emblems here on both front fenders, and then that'll bring us around to the front of our car. Now, as I mentioned already, the chrome bumpers front and rear, so you can see how nice the chrome is on this front bumper as well. Down below, you've got your grille sections there. Again, those are all intact. No pieces broke, cracked. They're all intact and all in very good condition. Got the cross legs emblem right on the center of the nose there. And then as far as the Corvette, of course we all know you've got the flip up headlights on this car too, which function very well. Of course, now we've got the hood now. You can look at your gaps, how nice the hood fits on this car. Again, it's a factory hood, fiberglass hood too. So what we'll do now is let me go inside the car here. We're going to pop our hood, and once we do that, we'll raise it up, come in from around the back. As we all know, the Corvette hood flips forward. And then we can talk about what we have for the motor and the rest of the driveline in the car. So as far as the motor goes, this is the original numbers matching 350 cubic inch small block Chevrolet engine for this car. You can see it's got the chrome air cleaner on it with the dual snorkel air cleaner. It's got some of the chrome and bright work underneath the hood there as well. It's got your finned aluminum valve covers, PCV valve and so forth, all intact. Stock cast intake for this car. It's got the Quadrajet 4-barrel carburetor on it as well. We do have power brakes, and we've got power steering on this car. Now the brakes, all four-wheel disc brakes, so this car is going to stop very, very well. We've got the factory style radiator in there, a 7-blade clutch fan to help cool everything down. This also has factory air conditioning on it as well. Now when it comes to the ignition, it's the stock style distributor and coil with plug wires. You've got the stock cast exhaust manifolds for this 350 Corvette motor too, which are, as I've stated, empty out into dual exhaust, kind of dual turbo style mufflers with the nice exhaust tips on it. But we'll see all of that once we go underneath the vehicle. Like I said, power steering, power brakes, disc brakes. Now behind this engine, we've got a very stout Turbo 400 automatic transmission. Then of course you've got the typical Corvette rear end setup in it. It's got the 8.2-inch ring gear in there. It's a 308 POSI gear ratio in there. Of course it's got the transverse mounted leaf springs on the back for the suspension, the telescoping rear axles, just as your Corvettes would always have. So that's your motor, transmission, rear end. We've been all around the outside of the car, inside of it, under the hood now. So what we'll do next is we'll get this on our lift, show you the complete underside, driveline, braking, exhaust, you name it, suspension, everything. All right, so we're underneath our 1972 Chevrolet Corvette. So we're going to go through the complete underside as we do with all of our vehicles here at Hankster's Hot Rods, showing you all the steering, suspension, frame, floors, braking components, driveline, exhaust, you name it. When it's under here, we're going to go over it and discuss it with you here on the video. So starting here at the front, we've got our front cross member. Of course, that's in good condition on this car. Stock suspension, pretty much what you're going to see on a Corvette. You've got your stamped upper and lower control arms here. Ball joints in both of those on both sides are all in good shape, and you can tell everything's been greased and maintained as it should be. Our steering on this front end, we have power steering. You can see all the lines here and everything all look good. Your tie rods, all the ball joints on those are in great shape. All the little rubber dust boot covers, those are all intact on this car as well. In addition to this front suspension, you do have the front sway bar on here too. So your sway bar bushings, both at the frame and at the sway bar end links, those are all in great condition as well. Keeping with the front end here, we're going to go over the braking system here next. So this is power brakes. It is four-wheel disc brakes too. So again, real nice option on this car here. Again, it's going to stop you just as easy as anything here. So that is your braking system up front. Let's switch over now and come over to the center of the car here. We'll talk about the driveline next. So we've got a numbers matching 350 cubic inch small block Chevy engine here. Behind that, we've got a turbo 400 automatic transmission, very stout transmission. It's going to handle anything you throw at it. Up in front here of that transmission, we do have the flywheel cover, so that's going to protect that flywheel from any dirt and debris that might come back through underneath the car and possibly chip a tooth or something. That won't happen with that cover. As I look at the engine oil pan underneath here and the transmission pan, everything is nice and dry, free from any leaks or drips that I see here. Come back a little further on the transmission, we can see our seal here at the tail shaft where that drive shaft fits in. That is nice and dry as well. Of course, following up with that, we've got our drive shaft here. That is a balanced unit here. That'll help eliminate a lot of vibration in your drive line. And then of course you come back here to your standard Corvette rear end here. It's a 308 POSI unit that's in that rear end. Of course, the rear suspension back here, you can see again, typical of your Corvettes of this year. You've got that transverse multi-leaf rear spring in it, along with your shocks. You've got the telescoping axles off of the rear end housing there. Again, that is what you see and what you find with your independent rear suspension back here on these Corvettes. Now, going back up here, kind of retracing, going over the frame and the floors. Now, frame and floors on this car are very, very nice. No patching of the floors, no replacement panels that I see here. You can see everything all intact, all your bracing, everything. You can see also your cross member here, of which your exhaust actually goes through. That's a real nice touch on these Vettes. And then of course your exhaust system goes back to the rear here. Has the dual mufflers back here, probably like a turbo style muffler. And then of course you've got the slash cut box tips poking out through that rear lower valance to complete your exhaust. Now this does have just your cast exhaust manifolds up top. That's where everything starts at for your dual exhaust, but everything nicely done underneath here and tucked up, as good as what you're going to get it on one of these cars. Brakes also, we got power, or the parking brake. It is all hooked up, so all your cables, front cables, all the hooks, all the proper frame hooks and so forth, cables going all the way back to your rear brakes here, which obviously has the park brake option on them. Those are all in good condition too and operating. Again, as far as the floors, you can see the spare tire provision back here at the rear. All the metal in this thing is in great condition. You can see there's no holes or anything. All of your mounts and hardware back here are in good shape too.